Hello, good morning. Wednesday, the 26th of August. This is your first movement snack of the day. Have you found us? Currently talking to myself, which is usually the case for the first minute, also maybe more. So I quickly say, before all the live movement snackers flock to the movement snacking door, a big hello to all of you who are catching up. Maybe you're on YouTube, maybe you've scrolled through this Facebook page to find this movement snack particularly. Maybe you've stumbled upon it. Maybe, who knows how you found us. The main thing is, if you're watching this, you found us. So please stay with it. This is the preamble. If you are purposefully searching on Catch Up, you have the luxury of skipping this bit. Scroll to just about 5 minutes-ish and you'll hear me say 3, 2, 1. And the 3, 2, 1 marks the start of the actual movement snack. But this preamble is really the greeting and the hello, and enables people to find their devices and refresh and hopefully find this. So enjoy the catch-up, everyone. And we love to hear how that went, where you are in the world, what time of day you're catching up, any comments like that, because we like to keep the catcher-uppers in the movement snack community fold. So we know you can't be here live, or you might be a late replayer, so you might catch the tail end. You might join in at ankles, feet and toes, and you've missed the top trio and the trunk trio, so you might go back again. The options are endless. The main thing is take from this movement snack what you would like. It's here for you. We give you thoughts, ideas, prompts. Take the ones that best work for you. People have started to arrive. They've started to arrive here in the movement snacking kitchen. So goodbye, catch-uppers and late replayers. I'm off to be sociable with numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're just a number until you say hello, and it's really great when you just type in a comment just to let me know you're there. Otherwise I'm just talking to a screen. Makes a massive difference. So please say hello. If you've never said hello before, could you make today the day? Hello, my name is from wherever, or just remain anonymous, but that means that I just ramble on for the next 4 minutes rather than hear about what's going on in your day today for this preamble. Who's there? I've got 7, 8, I'm flickering between 7 and 8 people, or maybe my comments aren't working. Let me have a little go here. Someone send me a comment. Anything to say, otherwise I keep chatting. So the morning movement snack is really focuses on mobility, on all the key landmarks, our moving parts and supporting parts in daily life. So if this is the first time you're watching this, the key themes running through all these movement snacks are the stuff that holds us up, the supporting parts, i.e. our trunk and our posture muscles all around the centre here, and our moving parts, arms, legs, feet, ankles, feet and toes, all that kind of stuff. And in this morning movement snack, we really kind of focus on those things. I've just had a message from Dawn, who's told me my comments aren't working again. It's a comment thing. So this generally means that I am talking to myself because I can't see you talking to me, which makes me sad. So I do have to ramble on and go back and read your comments after. I will see your comments. I can see that people are watching, but sometimes my phone throws this curveball at me and leaves me like a rabbit in headlights with this preamble. But I always have a strategy. My strategy today for my comments not working, just to help me out, was to show you this. This is my current read. I love it. It's about the body. I'm fascinated about the body. You may have noticed, I don't know. If you're a body fan, this literally is a guide for occupants. I love that. So this is Bill Bryson, The Body, a guide for occupants. I think over half my book collection is about the body or body parts. And it's fascinating. It really is fascinating. Just thought I'd say that. So if you have interest in the body, if you are an occupant of a body, calling all occupants of interplanetary craft and bodies. There was a song in there, and I can't remember who sang that. Back in the 70s, body fans. So you'll know from these movement snacks, from myself, Dave, Kaus, Bob, and Dawn, that we're all about moving parts and supporting parts and strength and balancey parts and how stuff works together in daily life. So I'm really sorry I can't interact with you this morning. My comments are not working. I will read them after this. So who knows what you're saying. Thank you very much. I've got about a minute to go, so I'm going to start to get you in the zone. If you're a seasoned movement snacker, you'll know that there are standing and seated options. Have an external support close to hand and have a good look at the movement first. As I kind of go through them this morning, a kind of top to bottom approach, all of these movements are in your day somewhere. They're in there, whether it's getting out of bed, getting in and out of a chair, whether it's washing your hair, doing your hair, getting dressed, lifting, carrying, cooking. All the activities of daily living are in this movement snack somewhere. And really the key aim, the key thought is to get together, give you some prompts and thoughts and some accurate information to be a bit mindful about how we move and to enhance that. I think it's a 3-2-1. This is where I go 3-2-1. Good morning, my name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training. Thanks for coming and joining us. I can see you there. I can see the number on my screen, and I will read your comments afterwards. So I can't wait to read those. But for now, we're going to get going with our circulation boost. Ready, steady, go. So we start every movement snack with a circulation boost. This can be done in stand or in sit. Here's your prompts and options. If you are in stand, have some external support close to hand. About hip height is right. I've got a bench table here and I've got part of the stairs here. Chair if you prefer. So if you're going to start in seated, sit tall away from the back of the chair. If you are going to progress to standing work, may I suggest and invite you to hip walk forward, lift and shift, so your backside is just past centre. So your seated posture, active and lifted out of the hips, grow taller from the centre, shoulders are down and relaxed. And in seated, either start the circ boost from the top down here with the arm march, start with some alternating, gradually build it. It's rhythmical, it's range of motion rather than pace. And you may prefer to start down at feet. The key thing about the seated circulation boost is trying to activate the ankles, feet and toes. So starting with the heel raise, leaving the balls of the feet behind, maintaining the length, and as and when you feel you can, just lift the toes slightly off, but we've really got this point action coming from the ankles, feet here. And then you might want to start to bring them together. We could be here. You might want to switch between the two, upper and lower. If you take the feet slightly forward, mix that up with just some toe raises here. A little bit of everything, as much as you can here in the circulation boost pick and mix. And in stand, if you haven't already, it's the same. Maintaining this gap between the feet, this will help with balance. Use this external support if it's going to enable you to stand taller, feel more confident with this weight transfer. This circulation boost serves to just switch up gradually, lift the heart rate out of rest into active, boost the circulatory system literally, so that's blood and all the other chemicals that start to fly around the body to bring us into this more active state. So this really is literally switching the body from rest to active. And of course, bringing in the arms and legs together. or combination of both will have the effect of requiring us to take some deep breaths. Now keep going at your pace, whatever your option is in sit or stand. Your pace, not my pace. So when I periodically stop, it's so that you can find your own rhythm without the distraction of me and what I'm doing. So think about how your ankles, feet and toes are moving, how your shoulder march is going. Are you active in the centre? Is it rhythmical? Is it comfortable? But ultimately, do you feel the need to take a couple of deeper breaths? This is what we're after. So any movement will require more stuff from the blood, more oxygen. So the heart, that's why we get this little lift out of the heart rate. We shouldn't be exhausted, we shouldn't be breathless. We should feel energized. Do you feel energized? And it's a couple of minutes, just this. Now, depending on how you are in the mornings, you might want a little bit more of that. So you can pause this on the replay, go back again. But perhaps the biggest message about this circulation boost, infiltrate it into your day. Every now and then, if you've been sat for long periods of time, take a lift, take a bit of an arm march, just remind your body and your moving parts how to move. So this is the sit less, move a little bit more, crowbarring extra minutes. All right, with the Circ Boost done, we can now start on the business of moving and optimizing movement in our key body parts. Whether you are in sit or stand, the first thing is to make the most, find this stable, strong center position and start with the shoulder raises or the shoulder shrugs. And in stand, it's here with support. It's here. I'm going to come closer so you can see. Maintain all that supporting stuff. Let's have a play with the shoulders here. So it's a shrug, even. Make the time to come all the way down, 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 down. Finish off the job, okay? So take it slow, graded. Feel the whole, sorry, I'm a bit lopsided. The whole of that shoulder range there. And then progress to, over time, the rolling action, this backward roll. And this, can you feel this lifts and opens the chest. It brings the shoulder blades into the mix as well. And this is everything we need from our upper body for our reach, grab, shoulder movements and head movements. And of course, if you hadn't noticed, the thing that connects shoulders to head is the neck. So let's take our second movement of the top trio, which is head movements. In sit or stand, any head movement may challenge your balance. So do take up support if you're in standing. Take this graded turn. So for the first couple, maybe take even slower. We've all been laying down, we've all been asleep. Heaven only knows what positions we sleep in. So it's no surprise, is it, that this one may take some time. It may take some time to kind of find its way, get rid of the creaks and cracks from those laying positions. And I always put in my Vogue pose here just to give you the reference point that the chin doesn't dip or lift. Now, of course, in daily life, our head moves in lots of other positions, but specifically we're focusing on this head turn. We're making the most of this directional head turn, which serves to enable us to look behind us, see where we're going. Great one linked to driving. We've got fly. It may feel more restricted on one side than the other. Clock that, just park that as something perhaps to improve on over time. And can you see I'm pausing in the middle each time? Remove any pace, speed or momentum and you control that whole range and just feel where that is. And loads of you have commented on this one and how you feel this has improved over time, especially if you're driving, turning, reversing. These little things over time will make the difference. The third movement of our top trio, that we call it, is head movements. So another movement directing the head On a front-on position, you can't see a lot happening here. My ears and my nose and my chin are all on the same level. But when I turn sideways, all is revealed here. The sensation is that you're giving yourself a double chin or a triple chin, as many chins as you want, or a biscuit tin here. And it's easing the head back. And can you feel it's literally positioning the head back and up, on balancing literally on the top of the spine, and our head position will majorly influence our posture. And depending on the tasks we're doing, we tend to be flexed, the head tends to come forward. So it might feel like a small movement to you, or it might feel like a challenging movement to achieve. It really depends how your posture is currently. Either way, there's something in it for everyone to maintain the mobility and this functional strength, if you like, to keep the head in an even better place. That's the top trio. What comes now? We're going to crowbar in a little bit more Cirque Boost. Returning to the march. And just to reinforce here, of course, this march activity, this action, this movement, is us transferring our weight from one foot to the other. So momentarily, we're on one leg. I'm all about stating the obvious. I think the obvious is an important thing and underrated thing. Look, one leg, one leg, one leg. So there's so much in this march over and above the Cirque Boost. So if you do feel that your balance is challenged, take up support, focus on fuller range of movement. You may feel that a little bit more pace reduces that balance challenge. That makes sense because you're on one leg for less time. But really, we're trying to focus on the range. So take up support and slow it and get the range of motion here. Same in seated, either upper body only. Slow it down but make the movements bigger, add a little bit of turn. We're trying to find how the range of motion in our body parts, if we can improve that, everyday activities of daily living will follow to become easier. So there's a little injection of Cirque Boost, and now we're into the trunk trio. 3 movements to come here. In standing, take the feet a little bit wider. This will give you more balance, literally. It'll make you feel more balanced. This wider base of support will serve as a stronger anchor. The knees are a little bit soft, so you've got a little bit of activity here in the thighs. Take up support. Side bend and come straight back. Change the hands. Here, can you see? I'm alternating these. Front on so you can see. Hips are still. Consider from here down is the anchor, and the movement is there and return. Pause here to the side and return. It has potential to challenge balance. I don't want it to, so do have this support. Keep using this to enable you to fulfill that whole movement. And in seated, it's the same, but the anchor is the buttocks and potentially also the feet. So that base of support now is much bigger because it's from feet and buttocks. And here's the side bend and return. We can use the arms of the chairs if that helps to maintain that sideways movement only. If you feel you're starting to slump and shrink in the middle, take a pause, have a momentary rest, allow the muscles to recover, then lengthen upright, and then take the bend and return. So this sideways bend is everything about our functional reach, getting down to lower levels. Let's optimize, let's lift up before we do that. So the side bend works together with the turn, the turning of the trunk. The anchor position is the same, the base of support is the same. Hips are still not invited to this party, and I rotate and turn. And can you see everything as a little pause in the centre? So I take the movement and then come back to base. Coming back to base allows you time to check in with the supporting parts. Everything is still where you want it to be before we take the turn. You might want to relax the arms if you're confident without support. You might want to bring in the arms, make that a little bit more functional so you can add a reach across the body. Generally in daily life we'll be turning because our arms want to get somewhere. Same in the chair here. Lift and lengthen out the centre, then take the turn. You might want to walk the hands round just to bring that additional task of how the arms and the hands might work with that. And this is getting on your seatbelt, this is reaching to the side, it's mobilising in bed, it's having a shower, it's having a bath, it's getting off from the floor. They're all in there. And we're not doing loads of these, you know, kind of 5-ish, 6, fullest comfortable range of motion for you. Take your time. Third movement, it's time for the Hey Big Extender. Newly named this week. It's the back extension. Weight is even, use support if you need, lift and extend. And keep the gaze forward. The hips stay still here. Now if you just bend the knees a little bit, keep that activity in the legs, keep the hips fixed. If it's comfortable to put your hand here on your buttocks, as you take the extension, there is no weight transfer. We're not shifting weight. We're still really balanced through the anchor, so I can extend without any change or concern to my balance. Again, it might not be that big a range of motion for you. It might feel that extending upright is your big extender, and that's okay. So just feel your way. We're all going to have different degrees of range of motion. Just feel what yours is. Really important one, I hope you can feel that lift and extension really contributes to strong postures throughout the day, especially as we spend much of our time in flexed positions. So again, crowbar this one in with a little bit of circulation boost. Take some time to active sit or actively stand. Don't want to say that sitting too much is not good for you, but sitting too much is not good for you really. It's relative to our days, yes for sure. A little bit more activity every hour, even if we sit taller and stand taller. Major benefits with that. We're ready for ankles, feet and toes. So if ankles, feet and toes or standing tasks are not on your radar for whatever reason, go back round the top trio or the trunk trio. For now, a little bit more focus on ankles, feet and toes. Here's the option in sit. Hip walk, hip walk. This movement also, this hip walk, if you are still progressing to standing work, this can majorly support ease of stand to take that hip walk forward. So you might want to crowbar in some of those as well. For now, slightly picking up the foot here. Have a look at it and then get the flex and the point going. All whilst active, seated here. Be specific about this. Again, the ankles move in lots of different ranges in the day, but here I'm just suggesting we focus on the point and the flex. So getting this, what is the kind of heel strike action of walking. So we're focusing on how we use the ankles to walk. Inside your shoes and slippers, give your toes an extend and squeeze a Mexican wave as well. Key points about this one, the foot is just off the floor, the knee is bent. Avoid straightening the leg, this will limit your mobility. So have a good look at this, is it doing what you want it to do? Or take the hip walk, extra mobility bonus in the bag there. Here we could also get the ankles going. Can you see here? But I've got some hip activity as well. If that feels a bit squashed, maybe just go for some heel raises. If you feel the need to extend out through the hip, for sure, do that as well. So lengthen out here. And if you're steady, confident in stand, here's the stand option, here and here. Now from the side you can see my toe is aiming to get where the heel is. I'm having a glance down to see that is happening, but then if you can, glance ahead and ensure that that quality of movement is still happening. In this one, my supporting leg is still working quite hard as well. So if you do feel this hip get tired, you might want to take one and then unload it. Give it a rest, literally. Take up weight across both legs and then set it up again. So you might want to take these individually. It's not designed to challenge your balance, this one, but by default, it may well feel like it's doing that. So use the external support and just know that whilst we're focusing on the ankle mobility, all the support through the hip and all the trunk and all the extensions and all the shoulder mobility we've just done are all at play here. Can you see? It's all still there. Finally, just to bring that ankle mobility, that postural stability, the shoulder activity into a functional movement, this is one way that they all work together. Can you see? Here's my heel strike at the front, heel raise at the back, lift and lengthen activity in the centre, like so. You can also skill this up in seated. So if you don't feel quite ready to do that standing option, what about hip walk forward, lift and lengthen, and rehearse the stride there. Toe off, come back. So there's the heel strike, there's the toe, and can you see I've got my hip hinge here as well. So here I've got my buttocks as my anchor, I've got my active centre, but I am actually rehearsing and practicing that heel toe action of walking. Keep it steady, slow, quality, deliberate, all of that stuff in there. It's yours for the taking. Let's finish with some hugs. An extra squeeze here, a little bit more mobility round the chest and the upper back. With a bit of grip, give yourself a squeeze, shoulder blades going, and that's it. They're all in the bag. All the movements are there, I think, somewhere in there. How is that for you? Pick one, pick two, maybe crowbar in the top trio another time today. Crowbar in the trunk trio another time today. Crowbar in the ankles, feet and toes another time today. So it's not just about this 15 minutes now. Take all that stuff, keep it going in your day, sit less, move more. Additional movement minutes is what we're about here. Have a great day. You will see, can I remember, Kels at noon, Dave at 4 p.m. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 8. Keep on moving, everyone. If you are an occupant of a body, keep on moving. Every movement counts. See you later, folks. Bye for now.